Hello everybody. Organization and management of educational programs for children with special needs. Today under this we are going to deal with the topic managing inclusive curriculum in schools. The objective of this lesson is to understand how we can manage inclusive curriculum in schools. Let us start with what we mean by inclusive curriculum. An inclusive curriculum means that there is only one curriculum for all students. It means that we do not have one curriculum for special education and one for inclusive education. McGee, he has pointed out that curriculum is taken to include the educational experiences that are planned to take place in a classroom as well as putting the planning into a place in the classroom. This broader understanding of the curriculum has paved the way for developing the National Curriculum Framework of 2005. The importance of including and retaining all the children in a school through a program that reaffirms the value of each child and enables all the children to experience dignity and confidence to learn. An inclusive curriculum therefore applies to all the students regardless of their physical, intellectual, emotional, linguistic and other conditions. Thus, it is accessible to all children including the children with disabilities, the gifted children, the street and working children, the children from remote or nomadic populations, the children from linguistic, ethnic and cultural minorities, and the children from the disadvantaged group or marginalized groups. Thus, an inclusive curriculum allows for the scope and flexibility so that all the students are able to achieve their goals. Curriculum adaptations. After having understood about the inclusive curriculum, we must also understand what adaptations in curriculum need to be made to provide equal opportunities for learning to all the students. The curriculum in an inclusive classroom will be same for everyone. This means the students with special educational needs can actively participate in all the subjects that are being taught in a school. However, some students who do not have the opportunity to be exposed to certain experiences, they require some adaptations. So, in an inclusive classroom, there may be activities where all students can take part without requiring any modifications. But there may be some areas where modifications may be required. So, we will learn what is meant by curricular modifications. Curricular modifications or adaptations, it can be defined as any adjustments or modifications in the environment or in the instruction or the material used for learning that will enhance a person's performance or allows at least partial participation in that activity, that is called as a curriculum adaptation. So, after having understood what is inclusive curriculum and how it can be modified, let us look at some of the examples of curriculum adaptations. The first type of curriculum adaptation or modification is the multi-level curriculum instruction. The multi-level curriculum instruction refers to teaching a diverse group of learners within a shared activity in which the students have individually appropriate learning outcomes within the same curricular area. For example, in a science class, while a majority of the students may be working on what makes an object to float or sink, the student with special educational needs may understand the concept of sinking and floating and the differences between them. The curriculum overlapping. This happens when the students have individually appropriate learning outcomes from different curricular area, but work on these in a shared activity. For example, when the students are working in groups, some may be achieving the learning outcomes for social studies, while the student with special educational needs may be working on the development of communication skills. Students with physical disabilities, they require adaptations to the physical environment of the school, like the ramps or proper wash areas. The students with visual impairments, they require adaptations in the equipment and the material, like the reading material, and require the braille or audio materials like the cassettes, magnifiers, and many other optical and non-optical aids. Students with intellectual disabilities, they require modifications in the curricular content to provide less complex information and learning of the functional and occasional skills. Students with hearing impairment, they require the teacher to use short sentences, look at the student very often while talking, and ask the peers to help as much as possible. So, these are the different curriculum needs for different children with different disabilities. Johnson, he has suggested to explore alternatives in relation to the content, in relation to the teaching material and responses expected from the child and method of assessment. So, the modifications can be the computer responses instead of the oral responses, substitutions like the braille can be for the written material, omitting very complex work for the children with intellectual disabilities, compensation, that is the self care skills and vocational skills can be taught for these children with special educational skills. So, these are some of the changes or examples that can be made to the curriculum adaptations. After having understood what is inclusive curriculum and what is curriculum modifications and adaptations and some of the examples for the curriculum adaptations, let us now have a look at the strategies. An education of the children with special needs is an area which has foundations in many disciplines. We need to seek the help of the other teachers or specialists or a physiotherapist, an occupational therapist or a speech therapist or a social worker, and a in-service training curriculum is transacted to the properly trainees. Hence, at times we need to have a team. So, this is what we call as a team teaching, which is an approach in which two or more teachers, they join together, plan together, teach together and evaluate together. As an educator, we need to work out depth in which the therapists and the doctors give their input and how they can be related to education and behavior of the child in a school. In inclusive school, the regular education teacher and the special education teacher, they work together to provide services for the children with special needs in a classroom. In inclusive education, the meeting of special educational needs is a joint responsibility of the regular teacher, the special teacher and other professionals involved. For team teaching, we have to plan jointly with the other professions and evaluate a particular topic or subject depending on the expertise. The next method of teaching is the peer tutoring. Peer tutoring, it involves one-to-one instructions from the student to another student. The tutoring role and the tutee has to receive the instruction. The peer tutoring meets the individual needs of the child with disabilities by providing remedial and supportive instruction. The steps involved in peer tutoring can be: first, an assessment should be made of the pupil's performance in the class and prepare a profile of the tutee's performance in all areas of development. Then identify the strengths of the pupils in the class and select the peer tutors. Match the tutor to the tutee. The tutor should be good in subject and should have the skills to transact what the tutor with a disability has to learn, and develop an adopted instructional material in advance for the use by the peer tutor and tutee. For example, communication. It may be prepared for a child with cerebral palsy who is having a communication problem. Organizing a short training programs for the tutors to carry out tutoring effectively for the children with special educational needs. In a child with special need, the specific disorder has to be assessed and catered to by the teacher and the peer tutor in different ways. For example, telling the peer tutor about the present profile of the tutee and the levels expected from the tutee in a particular time frame for the child. Lot of practice is required for the special need child with limited intellectual potential. Specific instruction should be given to the peer tutor and allot space and suitable work environment for the child and the tutor, keeping in mind the convenience of both the workout practical schedule, and reinforce the tutor for doing his job well and the tutee for the progress that has been made by them. This helps in developing a good relationship by encouraging both of them for their performance. The progress of the tutoring should be monitored by the teacher. After peer tutoring, another type of the inclusive setting teaching strategy is cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is a strategy used by a group of students to achieve a common goal with mutual collaboration and support. In an inclusive classroom where a large number of children with and without disabilities have been enrolled, the children can be taught with the help of cooperative learning, in which they have a common goals. If the child with special needs is to be taught, he or she should be placed with the children who have the sensitivity and the skill to deal with them. All the students in the class may have to be oriented and prepared to work with the children with special needs, and grouping should be in such a way that they help each other while they learn and they work together to seek solutions to the problems. It is opposed to the existing system of education in a regular classroom where the children are forced to compete against one another. The educational system encourages the children to learn cooperatively through joint ventures in cooperative teaching. So, it is particularly suitable to children with special needs as they may feel insecure in a competitive setting. The children having disabilities or learning disabilities or emotional disturbances, they often lack the opportunity for social interaction. So, they need to develop the skill necessary to have a positive peer interaction. Using cooperative learning will provide opportunities for the children with special needs, because they would take turns, ask questions, seek assistance and offer suggestions and learn and display good manners, speak positively about others and correct others. And here the teacher will operate only as a planner, facilitator, evaluator and monitor. So, this is the way the cooperative teaching takes place in an inclusive setting. So, we have understood the different teaching strategies in an inclusive classroom, like the peer tutoring, cooperative learning, and let us now have a look at the different other approaches. The next approach is the language experience approach. The language experience approach, it integrates the development of the reading skills with the development of listening, speaking and writing skills. What the child is thinking and talking about would make the material for developing that lesson. This approach, it deals with the thinking process, that is what the child thinks, what he can talk about, what the child says and what he can write and what he can read. Many children with different disabilities like a locomotor disability may talk like any other child in the class. But the children with visual impairment or with a muscular dystrophy or some type of disabilities like the spina bifida, the children with hearing impairment, cerebral palsy, there may be other children who can show a difference in thinking, talking or communication. In such cases, the teacher will have to make special efforts to see that he or she talks about the experiences in the child's world, or she should try to give experiences to the child before discussing anything in the class. This is about the learning experience approach. And another important approach for having teaching strategies in an inclusive classroom is the multi-sensory approach. The multi-sensory approach, it is based on the premise that some of the children learning is facilitated if the content is presented in several modalities, that is the kinesthetic and tactile stimulation are to be used along with the visual and auditory modalities. This approach requires some steps to be followed. For example, see the word, hear the teacher say the word, hear themselves and say the word, feel the muscle movement as they say and feel the tactile surfaces on the tips of their hand and see the hands move as they trace. So, this approach is more useful for the children with multiple disabilities because they need repetition through different modalities for reinforcement. The next approach is the breakthrough literacy program. Many children cannot remember what they read and it seems very remote for them from their immediate environment. If they are taught to write what they are actually doing, they should be able to retain it. Hence, a strategy that could promote retention over a long period of time should be based on involvement of the child at different levels. One such strategy is the breakthrough literacy program. Here, one can use the children with special needs as some children with hearing impairment or intellectual disabilities or any other such disabilities. This strategy involves the child narrating his experiences and the cards consisting of the letters and words spoken are prepared, and in this approach the teacher arranges the cards as the child is narrating and the teacher reads it out and the child repeats it, he can read the word independently. The next approach is the task analysis. In task analysis, the task to be learned by the child is broken up into small teachable components. The components are sequenced and each component is transacted to the child. The next component to be taught is taken up only when the child masters the initial ones. The children with special needs cover a large range of disabilities. For each child, the base level and the profile has to be assessed, and accordingly considering this pace of learning, the task should be broken down. The various activities of daily living as a needed academic activities can be taught through this method. So, this is about the task analysis. So, after having understood the different approaches for teaching strategies in an inclusive classroom, let us see the modification of the materials and activities. Modifying materials and activities. For example, teaching social studies. It involves many different instructional practices. Within an inclusive classroom setting, the teacher can employ discussion, demonstration and learning centers. The other techniques involve stimulation activities like the role playing or dramatic improvisation. Some other additional techniques the teacher can utilize to enhance the student performances are textual material, that is preparing the student or reading guides and vocabulary exercises or rewrite materials or previewing the reading selections that students have to do is something special after they read the selections and use the language experience approach, and they can develop the graphic organizers. Independent study. This teach, study and library, the research skills come under this independent study. Lecture method. Using advanced organizers like the note taking skills that can be prepared with outlines comes under the lecture method. Inquiry approaches. Inquiry approaches, it emphasizes the cooperative learning and provides some teacher directed learning outside the classroom learning, like the field trips to museums or historical sites or community locations can be engaging. The local neighborhood can also serve a plenty of primary source of information. Then comes the word analysis skills. The phonetic skills teaches a student to attack an unfamiliar word. Although it does not teach the total range of reading skills, it does teach the essential skills of decoding. In addition, the pictorial, contextual and syntactic clues can help decode the unknown words and can help in structural analysis. The children can use all of these methods to unlock new words one at a time, and the beginning readers use this variety of strategy most frequently. In phonics, the students are taught the sounds for consonants and vowels and the ways to blend these sounds. The keywords are usually presented to reinforce the memory of each letter and sound. For example, when the teacher dictates the word cat, the student breaks the words into their component sound like C, A and T. So, this is about the word analysis technique. So, today we have understood how we can manage the curriculum in a inclusive classrooms in a school. First, we have understood what is inclusive curriculum, and we have understood how the curriculum can be modified. We have also understood some of the examples of curriculum adaptations. And then we have understood how the different teaching strategies can be adopted in an inclusive classroom, like the cooperative learning, peer tutoring, etc. And then we have also understood how the teacher can help with different teaching strategies and techniques. Hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you.